The observation deck of the Galactic Conservation Station fell silent as Kalen stepped into the containment chamber. Every xenobiologist, security officer, and station administrator watched through reinforced glass as the human researcher approached the small, trembling creature in the corner. Vash was barely 3 cycles old, a Corinthian apex predator cub whose species had terrorized entire star systems before their homeworld's collapse. Even as a juvenile, his crystalline fangs could pierce combat armor, and his retractable claws had already scarred the titanium walls of his enclosure. 2 handlers had already resigned after minor injuries. The third had filed a formal complaint demanding the cub's immediate termination. Kalen had read all the incident reports. She knew what she was walking into. "This is madness," Director Zeloth muttered, his mandibles clicking nervously. "That creature is biologically engineered for violence." 3 incidents in 4 planetary rotations. Kalen didn't respond. She simply sat down on the floor, maintaining a respectful distance from Vash. The cub's 6 eyes tracked her every movement, pupils dilated with fear and residual aggression. His fur bristled along his spine, creating an intimidating ridge of metallic spines. For 20 minutes, Kalen did nothing but breathe steadily and occasionally hum a soft tune. The observers grew restless, but she remained perfectly still, letting Vash acclimate to her presence. Then she extended her hand, palm up, fingers relaxed. Vash struck like lightning. His jaws clamped down on her forearm with enough force to crack bone. Kalen gasped but didn't pull away. She didn't shout or strike back. She simply waited, tears streaming down her face from the pain, until Vash released his grip and retreated to his corner, confused by her lack of retaliation. The medical team rushed in immediately, but Kalen waved them off. She wrapped the wound herself with basic field dressing and returned the next day. This time, she brought something new. A small container of synthesized nutrients formulated specifically for young Corinthians. She placed it near the center of the chamber and retreated to her usual spot against the wall. Vash approached cautiously, sniffing the container. His hunger overcame his suspicion, and he began to eat. Kalen smiled despite the throbbing pain in her bandaged arm. When he finished, she extended her hand again. The second bite was even worse than the first. Vash latched onto her other hand, his fangs sinking deep into the flesh between her thumb and index finger. This time, Kalen made a soft sound, almost like a whimper, but still she didn't pull away. She spoke to him gently, her voice steady despite the agony. "I know you're scared," she whispered. "I know you don't understand why you're here or what happened to your family. But you're safe now. I promise you're safe." Vash released her and fled to the furthest corner, his entire body shaking. For the first time, the observers noticed something different in his posture. The aggressive ridge along his spine had flattened slightly. His eyes, while still wary, showed less hostility and more confusion. Director Zeloth activated the communication panel. "Researcher Kalen, this experiment is concluded. You've sustained 2 serious injuries. Protocol demands we terminate this approach." Kalen looked directly at the observation window, her hands both wrapped in blood-soaked bandages. "No, I'm sorry. With respect, Director, I said no. Give me one more session." The silence that followed was deafening. No species in the known galaxy would willingly endure a third attack from an apex predator. It defied every evolutionary instinct, every logical survival strategy. Even the most advanced AI couldn't calculate a scenario where this made tactical sense. But Kalen was human, and humans operated on different principles. The third day, Kalen entered the chamber with both hands bandaged, moving slowly due to her injuries. She carried nothing this time. No food, no tools, no incentives. Just herself. She sat in her usual spot and began to speak. Not to give commands or establish dominance, but simply to share. She told Vash about Earth, about the forests and oceans where predators and prey coexisted in delicate balance. She described how human children learned to approach frightened animals, how trust was built through patience and consistency rather than force. "We had creatures like you on Earth once," she said softly. "Powerful, magnificent, misunderstood. Some of them learned that not every hand extended in their direction meant harm. Some of them became our greatest companions." Vash listened from his corner, his 6 eyes never leaving her face. Then Kalen did something that made every observer gasp. Despite her injuries, despite the pain, despite every rational argument against it, she extended her hand one final time. "I won't hurt you, Vash," she whispered. "I never will. No matter how many times you hurt me, I won't hurt you. That's what humans do. We break the cycle." For a long moment, nothing happened. The universe seemed to hold its breath. Then Vash moved. Not with the explosive violence of his previous attacks, but slowly, cautiously. He crept forward, his eyes locked on Kalen's outstretched hand. When he reached her, he didn't bite. Instead, he pressed his small, warm head against her palm and made a sound that no Corinthian researcher had ever documented before. He purred that Kalen's tears fell freely now, but these were different tears. She gently stroked the cub's metallic fur, feeling him relax against her touch for the first time. Director Zeloth stared at the scene in disbelief. Impossible. Apex predators don't bond. They don't trust. It's not in their biology. The human xenopsychologist beside him shook her head, smiling. "You're thinking like a scientist, Director." Kalen was thinking like a mother. "There's a difference." In the chamber, Vash curled up in Kalen's lap, his breathing finally calm and even. She continued to stroke his fur gently, whispering reassurances, her bandaged hands moving with infinite tenderness. The galaxy had billions of species, countless civilizations with advanced technology and superior intellect. But in that moment, watching a wounded human offer unconditional compassion to a creature designed for nothing but violence, every observer understood something fundamental about humanity. They didn't just survive in the galaxy. They taught it how to heal.